Joe Biden should have dropped out earlier.
There should have been an open primary.
People never got to know Kamala Harris.
They spend too little time talking about the economy.
Wildly overestimated the power of the abortion issue.
Chose the wrong VP.
Managed to alienate historic numbers of Latinos.
Abandon the working class.
Democrats need a new way to talk about urban America.
Do that Joe Rogan podcast.
How will I be getting this work done with all the shouting?
So with about 70 days left until the new administration basically comes into office, people are still wondering what happened and why is there like so much infighting right now within the Democratic Party? Well, it's just a lot of finger pointing, let's put it this way. People are wondering what is it exactly that kind of led to the victory for Donald Trump. And here's the thing, I've already done a video on like what led to this. And I laid out those videos and I'm going to leave it a link in the description if you haven't had a chance to see that video yet, but feel free to do so and let me know what you think. But the fact of the matter is, with the Democratic Party, the infighting has got to come to an absolute screeching halt because we gain absolutely nothing by this. Because has anybody forgotten when, you know, the conservative base took the majority, like the GOP, they took the majority in the House, and then it took them forever and a fucking day to select a Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy. And then when he wasn't, you know, up to snuff with them, they basically ousted him out of office because they were unhappy with his performance. I mean, I sure as hell do. And it took them forever and a day to find another replacement for him. There was a lot of clashing. There was a lot of infighting. Like, there was no organization within them whatsoever. And I spoke about this in great detail, but the fact that they just could not find a way to unite together. Well, that's the problem right now with the Democratic Party. Now, I'm not saying the whole Democratic Party is like this, but there's a lot of circles, especially within like progressive media. Everyone's trying to find a different reason as to why the election didn't go the way we did. But I really feel like they're just not being honest with themselves. I mean, they're trying to suggest that, like, you know, we focus too much on, you know, trans issues. We focus too much on these issues. We focus too much on these issues. The border, we didn't harness on the border enough, okay? Listen, we weren't the ones that were harping about trans issues more often. It was actually the GOP. These guys and gals were all harping about the fact that they didn't want their children playing with grown men on their child's football team or some shit like that. The thing is like, again, we let them, the GOP, control the narrative, and we let them basically say and spread bullshit. And because, and this is the reason why I can never run for office, is because I say shit like this. People are too stupid to do their own research, and they will believe whatever their best friend's cousin's next door's cousin's roommate essentially says, or they'll listen to whatever news media outlet that they connect with the most. And if you sprinkle enough bullshit in the truth, you'll get people to believe anything you want to. The amount of trans people that participate in sports is minimal. But yet, you know, people say, oh, well, you don't have children. How could you possibly understand these things? Well, half of these people aren't truck drivers, but yet they can weigh on logistics and how the economy works and how, you know, shit like that works. People that, you know, have done nothing that the same shit I've done like to weigh in on those topics. People like to weigh in on foreign policy when they got their fucking degree from, you know, a Kellogg's box, basically. But this is my point. You don't need to have like lived experience in order to be able to weigh in on these topics. And here's the thing. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm the first person to tell you this. I don't know everything out there. But it's just, again, when you let certain people control the narrative, when you let certain people just take control of bullshit stories and you don't correct them on it and you don't stop them in their tracks, they're going to keep doing it and more people are going to believe this crap. And nobody's a better bullshit artist than dipshit Trump. That guy is a master at rhetoric. He is a master at selling people bullshit lies because people believed it, honestly. But if there's anybody to blame, honestly, for why he won, it's not just because like the rhetoric game. But honestly, we can definitely say we had a part in as well, the Democratic Party, because now we're second guessing Kamala Harris. Now we're saying she shouldn't have picked Tim Walz. Now we're saying she shouldn't have enough time. Now we're saying that Joe Biden should have dropped out sooner. Listen, we can say that he should have dropped out sooner because we can all agree the debate performance he had was awful. But Donald Trump honestly didn't do that well either. He was atrocious in that debate, but people don't want to talk about that, of course. But the thing is like, we gain absolutely nothing by consistently fighting against one another and try to say, oh, well, you know, you guys didn't do enough of this. You guys didn't do enough of that. Okay, listen, the election is over. We lost. We lost the House. We lost the Senate. We lost the presidency. There's no other way to put this. Now we just need to do our part in fixing what we can at this point. Every congressperson, every senator, and every person that is in elected position has a responsibility to their constituents at this time. You've been elected for a reason. Now, my only message to the mainstream media outlets is you've got to do a better job. Because, you know, I have no doubt that anytime Donald Trump fucks up, and he will, anytime he makes a really bad decision, and he's gonna, and anytime, like when the economy starts going bad, which I think it's going to get much worse. Even Elon Musk says it's going to get worse. I have no doubt you're going to hold him to task. But the thing is, you could have been doing this the whole election cycle, but instead you decided to amplify our side of the party. Because it kind of goes back to when Brian Tyler Cohen was talking about man bites dog, dog bites man kind of deal. And listen, I'm not going to keep going into detail about that, but please, if you have a chance, get Brian Tyler Cohen's book. It's really good, Shameless. I highly promote it. But thing is like, we've become so numb to the dumb shit that Donald Trump says that anytime a member of our party says it, it's like, oh, wow, you guys are idiots. Oh, my God, that was a terrible thing for you to say. And we just harp on that so much because, like, everybody's expecting our side to be like the smart side or the more rational side. Meanwhile, the MAGA side is filled with unhinged morons like Marjorie Trader Greene, Lauren Boebert, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan, all those chuckle fucks over there. Like, they're all idiots. I don't care what anybody says. They're all fucking morons as far as I'm concerned. But the thing is like, that's like normal business over there. We'll condone that behavior because we know they're idiots. But when you've got people that actually have a level of education, but of course you'll have idiots out there, oh, well, colleges, just, you know, who cares about college anymore? Well, first things first, okay? If you're going to complain about people's college degrees, then don't go to college. But college actually can take you a little bit further. But again, I'm just kind of digressing. But all I got to say is to my fellow Democrats out there or people that lean left or whatnot, the election's over with. Now it's time for us to come together and find out what we need to do better. And I've already pretty much stressed this to the Democratic Party that I'm in, because I'm the vice chair of accounting of the Democratic Party. I pretty much said, focus on your community. Do what you can with the impact that you know that you can end. Make an impact the way you know you can. Christmas is coming up. There's food banks that are going to be open. Do your part in donating. Volunteer to clean up in cemeteries, or like just find out what are the biggest issues that are affecting your county at this point. Those are some ways that you can make some change out there. What can we do as a state or as a county, a district, as a whole, or as a country? Well, it's simple. You just got to continue what you're doing and just stay focused on what is most important. And that's representing the people that you serve at this point. That's all you really can do right now. But the blame game is not going to get us anywhere. I laughed when I saw how disorganized the Republican Party was. But now they're all a united front because they are united behind one person, which isn't the country. They're united behind one guy, which is Trump. So we need to get united behind one simple message that's not behind one person, essentially. That's what we got to do. We got to be realistic about this because the midterms is going to be here before we know it. I mean, we thought like a year out. Oh, we got a year. We got plenty of time. But then when Joe Biden dropped out and then Kamala Harris took over, she basically had to accelerate the timetable to basically like push forth as much stuff as she could and find a good running mate, a competent running mate, which I still think Tim Walz is a great running mate. And at the end of the day, we lost. There's no other way to look at it. I mean, and it's funny because like there's people out there saying like, oh, boo-hoo, the fucking liberals are crying. Listen, I'm not crying. I state it for what it is. At least I'm willing to admit that we lost the election and I don't fucking bitch about some mysterious election fraud campaign by Dinesh D'Souza, 2000 Mules, which is a crock of shit. It's been debunked multiple times. So, but listen, to all my fellow Democrats out there, if you want to get real about this situation, stop blaming and stop looking for excuses as to why it didn't go the way we did. Stop with the conspiracy theories. Stop saying the election was stolen. We have no proof of this. I have no proof of this. So I'm not saying anything about this because I, for one, until I hear otherwise and until I actually see proof of this, I don't think the election was stolen at this point. I'm not ashamed to admit it. We do have to be the better side. We have to be the side of facts, because the other side doesn't have facts. They've got rhetoric. They've got bullshit, but they sell it. They sell it very, very, very well. We've got to be better about this. So all I ask, just please, once again, let's be realistic and let's just do what we can with the power we have, with the influence we have, with the influence we can spread at this point. Social media, or fight back against people that say dumb things, because there's a lot of us out there. That's all we can do at this point. And stop pointing the goddamn fingers. It's that simple. So anyway, if you haven't already done so, feel free to hit like, share, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you the next time I do another rant. Y'all take care now.